If you could change one rule in tournament fishing, what would it be? Oh boy.
Well, I've changed a lot of rules in tournament fishing. So, hey guys, I'm Boyd Duckett. I'm here with Tyler Williams today, and he's in the office. Yeah. We're doing a little bit of work, but our producer, also Tyler, came up with this idea. I don't know, and I promise you this is genuine. So Tyler has created this set of cards, and they have questions that neither one of us have seen. So you're going to watch us. And I think the way this thing works now, I'll draw one. And you have to ask the question. Then you draw one. I have to answer the question. Yeah. So let's get the thing started. You want me to go first? You going first?
I'll go first.
All right. Oh, he's going first. That means I have to answer.
If you could fish with one lure for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's a great question, but a hard one to answer.
I'd have an easy time answering this one.
Yeah. That one should have gone to you. One lure for the rest of my life. So you'd want to have a lure that you wouldn't get tired of, and you could catch them. That would not competitive. Not competitive, just something you enjoy fishing with?
Just if you're going to go fishing, you have to throw one lure every time.
One lure every time. I would probably pick a rattle trap.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think I could catch
That's a fun bite.
I could catch some everywhere on it.
Yeah.
And so that's
you'd enjoy it, too, because the way they bite it is.
I don't know if it's a good answer or not, but that's my answer. All right, you ready?
I think so.
All right.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll do that.
I'll do that with every card.
All right. What's the most random item in your tackle box right now?
The most random item? I keep some weird stuff. I mean, I run an old boat, so half of it's tools.
A random tool.
Probably the random, it's probably something that's not supposed to be in my tackle box. There's probably half a sandwich in my tackle box somewhere.
Half a sandwich. Yeah. Final answer. Yeah. Half a sandwich. Half a sandwich, guys. Here, I got to get it off the table. Yeah. You're good.
All right. What's the weirdest thing you keep in your boat?
Weirdest thing I keep in my boat. Let me think about that. What would be the weirdest thing I keep in my boat? Probably I have a small SpongeBob.
Oh,
I have a small plastic SpongeBob.
Really?
Yeah, and a long time ago, Eli, my youngest, who's 12, gave that to me kind of like as a good luck thing or whatever. And I went to an event, and kids do that.
Yeah.
But I went and had a really good event with it. Yeah. And then like I took it out, clean it up or whatever. Then I went and sucked. Yeah. And then I was like, man, where's the SpongeBob? So the SpongeBob's in the boat, and I guess if you dug around. Plus, if I'm somewhere and there's kids, we got the boats and trucks. I can pull the SpongeBob out.
Yeah.
They're happy. Yeah.
You win them over.
There you go. All right. I mean, you throw those better now, but
I try not to hit him with a
You got to work on that.
Yeah.
All right, here's yours. If you could only use one rod for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'm glad you got this one.
It would be a 7.6 heavy.
7.6 heavy.
Any series, but a Duckett 7.6 heavy.
7.6 heavy. And I wonder what you'd throw on that. Huh? I wonder what he'd throw on that.
I wonder too.
Yep.
What are you most proud of about your career?
That's a good question because there's been a lot of things. So most proud of, probably, I started tournament fishing when I was 17.
Yep.
Went through all these different levels. Took a long time because I've always worked and owned companies and did those things. But I've always been passionate about the space. And then started fishing professionally and had some success doing that, all those things. But probably the creation, probably founding Major League Fishing.
Yeah.
And having the opportunity to work, it's not as much fun as doing the tournaments, but it's close.
Right.
Because every time a guy wins and every time we're able to have a better opportunity and more media exposure and to see anglers like yourself come up and have a better opportunity than I did, where that, man, that's really, really rewarding. I mean, it's almost like winning every event, at that point, which I never was able to do. So, so that's probably what I'm most proud of.
That makes sense. Oh, I got him.
Yeah, got the producer.
Yeah.
Producer Tyler.
The cameraman never dies.
Yeah, that's right. Never dies. Never dies. All right. Your go. Let's see. Oh, I got to. I didn't see that one.
Oh, boy.
Who first taught you how to fish, and how quickly did you become better than them?
It would have to be my dad, but it was originally ice fishing. That's like what we started with, and probably like there was a long time that we just did it together. So once I got serious about it, probably about a year. It was quick.
And you started whipping him.
Yeah. Then he was my co-angler.
And yeah, he probably enjoyed it.
Now he's my marshal. If you weren't a bass angler, what would your career be?
Well, I've run simultaneously.
There's a lot going on
simultaneous careers, so I guess
a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Bass fishing would just get dropped out, and I would have probably done the other things that I've done anyway.
Yeah, so, makes sense.
Yeah. My God. All right. Who is the best fishing partner you've ever had?
Ooh,
Best fishing partner.
probably my dad.
Yeah.
I'd have to say I enjoy fishing with him, our team tournaments and stuff. And like, it's to the point too, like if he sees me, like I need to lock in on something, he's like, just hangs out. He doesn't question anything I do, trusts me fully, like just lets me go. So it would definitely be my dad.
It's awesome to grow up with family. Mine would be my golden retriever.
What's your biggest bag weight of all time?
Biggest bag weight of all time, I weighed 38 and change at Eufaula cranking.
Eufaula, Alabama?
Eufaula, Alabama.
Oh.
Had a 38-pound bag.
Oh
I've
my
had two
gosh.
38-pound bags in my life.
Wow.
The first one was at Santee Cooper, and I mean I crushed them. This was mid-90s when there was grass in the lower lake.
I see.
I mean 38-pound bag. I mean that crushed them. I was in third place in that tournament. I was in third place. It was like 38-2 or 38-3.
Oh
then I had 38-7 or 8 at Eufaula and crushed the field. It was a magic day of giants.
I was going to say, when you catch 38 pounds, you should just run away with it.
but that's why I had to tell you that story, because I had never caught that much weight.
Right.
And I mean, I crushed them.
Right.
And was in third place. That's how good Santee was back when there was grass in the lower lake.
What was leading?
42.
Oh my God.
42. You come in with 38. I mean, I was deflated.
38, like you're done. Like you catch that by noontime, you're just like hanging out.
I couldn't wait to get back.
Right.
I mean, I just couldn't wait to go to weigh-in and show everybody. And I was in third place. It's crazy.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
Oh, yeah. I was going to grab another one.
Yeah, you're just going to ask me all of them.
Yeah.
All right. What's your go-to snack on the boat?
Probably an Uncrustable.
Uncrustable? The Uncrustable.
I don't like crust on my sandwiches, and they make it easy for me.
The Uncrustable. Yeah, no doubt. We've seen you eat them, so I believe that.
I eat a lot of them.
Yeah.
If you could fish for a day with any person, past or present, who would it be?
Ooh. Wow.
You're getting the tough ones.
Yeah, gosh, that's tough. Well, there's a lot of really good answers to that. Anybody, past or present. I mean, most of the pros that I admire, I have fished with, so I wouldn't use it up.
Right.
Not that I wouldn't go back and enjoy that again. So I'd probably say someone that I haven't had a chance to fish with that I think would be really cool. And so what's coming to mind, because we might get this opportunity, is Deion Sanders.
Oh.
Deion Sanders, Deion Sanders in the mid-2000s, like right when the Elite Series started, talked to Bass about fishing. Deion was serious tournament angler.
Yeah.
If you don't know that, when he was in Atlanta and fishing around, I mean, he tournament fished.
Right.
And I just remember, how serious he was about it and all that.
Yeah.
So, and he loves bass fishing. So I think that would, plus I'm a big fan.
Right.
I have a great appreciation for what he accomplished, obviously, in his career. Then he goes to Colorado.
Right.
talks all the smack that Dion talks.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I don't know if he can back it up this time. Because he always did, right? In the old days, he always pulled it off.
He did.
He's gone to Colorado and took the worst team in college football, maybe not statistically, but they were pretty bad, y'all. Yeah. For as long as I remember.
Right.
They might very well go to the playoffs.
I believe it.
So, and I'm telling you, had he have chosen to go fish,
right.
he'd have competed with us,
right?
Because that's the human he is. So for me, that would be
that makes.
If I can ever make that happen, that's my pick.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. Who is your favorite pro angler of all time?
Oh, this is a tough one.
It would be.
Yeah, my favorite pro angler
of all time.
Probably Polinick.
Polinick.
Yeah, he's from north. It's different north, but he's kind of like
Idaho.
Yeah, he did the whole truck, sleeping in the truck, just went through it, got through the nation. I really admire him for all that. Yeah. So he'd have to be my pick.
Yep. Polinick's a great personality. He's been great for the sport. I remember when he came into it, he and I had a long conversation, and his first classic was at New Orleans. Then he was in the parking lot, and he was kind of lost, and and we just had an opportunity to talk.
Right, that's kind of how I was. I was kind of lost. The whole thing. He was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here.
But he's a class act and great for the sport, no doubt.
Right,
great answer.
Right, I was gonna say
I think it's your turn.
If you could change one rule in tournament fishing, what would it be? Oh boy.
Well, I've changed a lot of rules in tournament fishing. So if I could change one rule in tournament fishing, you guys would all fish for 5, and I'd get to weigh 7.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, I can't think of a better rule change than that. Yeah, give me a break.
Right.
The rest of them I probably already changed.
That makes sense.
Oh, no, got the producer again. And you're pretty good at that. I mean, you got that. That's a deal.
I look at him and I think it's going to go a different way. It goes and hits him.
I've seen guys on TikTok that take the cards, the card flicking deal, and they can stick them in corners and all that. I mean, you're like
not far from.
You're like quality. Yeah. You must sit around in the motel room and do that, waiting for the next day. Yeah. All right, here we go. If you had to fish one lake for the rest of your life, what would it be? Now that's a tough question.
One lake, probably Lake of the Ozarks.
Lake of the O.
Yeah, I love that place.
Why Lake of the O?
I'm a big brush fisherman, so they eat jigs, and there's brush everywhere, and it's kind of cool because the lake's big. Don't get me wrong, got a lot of creeks, but with so many docks on the lake, you go in and out of them, and it feels like you're fishing something new every time.
It's huge.
There's just something new every time I go there. And with how much brush gets put out and stuff like that, there's always it's always changing, even though it's the same lake.
That's awesome.
I like that place a lot.
You answered way quicker than I could have. There's a lot of good ones.
Anywhere they bite jigs.
Yeah, anywhere they bite jigs. Yeah.
Do you have a ritual or superstition for each tournament?
When I was fishing full time, I started. I wore red shoes. There's a pair up there. Yeah. Those are my Nolan Ryans. I remember Mark Jeffries from Bass Zone did a piece early on when I first started fishing professionally. This was this is early on,
right?
Maybe the beginning of Bass Zone,
right?
And he was really interested in the shoes, and so I told him the story about the shoes. It wasn't that I set out to get red shoes. Somehow I acquired. My wife bought me a pair. I really don't even know how I acquired them. But this is fishing in the late '80s, and I remember, and I was fishing the Jerry Ryan's Fisherman's Bass Circuit, which was a really good tournament trail back then. And I went and had a really good event, and I had these shoes, and everybody, I don't know, it was when Nike had Must Be the Shoes. Do you even remember that logo?
No.
Okay, so one of Nike's big advertising campaigns ran for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
That was what it was. Now they do Just Do It.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yeah.
They used to say Must Be the Shoes. And it would show, the advertisement showed people succeeding at all these different things. And then Must Be the Shoes.
Must Be the Shoes.
Because of Nike.
Yeah.
So everybody was picking on me about the shoes. So I went, and then I fished like an event or two, and nothing great. And then in my closet was that red pair of shoes. So I dig the red pair of shoes, and I'm like, God, man, these were, good pair. We're all superstitious.
Yeah.
If you fish, you try not to be superstitious, but if something works, you know, like if you got that jacket and you've like top 10 every time you, trust me, you're going to wear the jacket, okay? I don't care whether you believe in it or not. So I get these shoes, and I went to an event, and I like top 3. I didn't win the event, but I mean, phenomenal event, you know, top 5 finish. And then everybody's like, it must be, and I'm like, they're pretty good.
Yeah, here we go.
So then I just gave up on, like, I'd wear white ones and finish 89th. I'd wear my red ones and finish 7th.
Right.
We went red shoes, man.
Red shoes.
Then I reached the point to where, so that I didn't have to be superstitious about everything, like bass anglers are, first cast, and you know, bananas and the right stuff in the boat and all those things. I just tried to pour all that superstitious energy into shoes. Then I would bring a set of shoes. And then psychologically, the reason those are my Nolan Ryans, I never wore them till the last day. Those were my closers.
Those are the...
probably every one of these events I won, those closed it. And definitely did that classic.
It's funny you're talking to the guy that doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So anyway.
That is funny.
Yeah. The red shoes.
Cool. One more, I think.
One more.
One more.
You get the final.
Grand finale.
All right. Your very first girlfriend. That's not it. That's not it.
It's like, that's great.
That's not it. What's the most expensive thing you've ever lost while fishing?
Ooh. I knocked like... There's a few things out there. Any glide bait. I've lost a bunch of glide baits. Just the old snap.
Wow.
Yeah. But I knocked like 5 rods off the deck one time, and I didn't get any of them back. All of them Metanium DCs, fancy rods. Like, it was not good. And this is when I was first starting too. So like those like those like $200 reels, and then like $200 rods. Like that was like my like 3-week savings. That was all of my money. Yeah. It all just went off the side of the boat.
Went to Walmart, got you a couple of ugly sticks, and kept competing.
Had to humble myself a little bit, get back in the older stuff.
Well, that's the end of the Q&A. It was kind of fun.
That was fun. We'll have to do that again.
Thanks to Tyler. It was a pretty good idea after all.
Yeah, absolutely.